Hello friends. Recently, Appellate Tribunal for Foreign Exchange has ruled that in case of Ajay Prakash versus the Assistant Director ED Kolkatta, and the statutory provisions involved in this judgment is that the Section 7, Section 8, Section 16 and Section 42 of the FEMA as well as the Foreign Exchange Management, Export of Goods and the Services Regulations 2000. The key issue before the tribunal was that whether the appellant who has resigned as a director before the several export transactions and before the expiry of the statutory period. Now, would it be he be held liable for the vicarious liability under Section 42 of subsection 1 of the FEMA? Second, or whether the ED has established that appellant was in charge and to involved in the day-to-day transactions of the company for the conduct of the business when the contraventions happened. Whether the penalty imposed by the adjudicating authority was legally sustainable in the absence of a specific role of the individual director in this case. And the last question was that whether failure to specify the role of individual director vitiates the proceedings under Section 42 of the FEMA. And for this, the appellant tribunal has ruled that appellant could not be held liable for the export transactions after it did the resignation. So after his resignation, any export transactions took place, that individual director can't be held responsible. Second, mere designation as a director of the company does not attract the vicarious liability under Section 42 of the FEMA. ED failed to establish that appellant was responsible for the day-to-day transactions in this case, and also the complaint lacks the specific allegations regarding his role in these alleged contraventions, and then accordingly the tribunal allowed the appeal set aside the penalty order. Now, as a key takeaways from this judgment, that the judgment reinforces that vicarious liability under Section 42 of the FEMA cannot be imposed because the individual as a director of the company. So resignation prior to occurrence of the relevant transactions or before the statutory expiry period is an important factor while determining the liability. Second, also we can take away that the authority must prove the specific role and responsibility of the individual director while imposing the penalty under the FEMA. To get more information related to FEMA litigation,